boy. There is something dead and stinky on top of my camper. It's either a mouse or a bat, but it looks like a bat, and it looks like it's been there a while. Whew, and it stinks. We're going in. Boy, that's nasty. Yeah, that's a dead bat. Why is there a dead bat on the top of my camper? And it stinks. We're getting rid of it. Whew. Now some might be worried about rabies, but that thing's been dead for a long time, and I know that the rabies virus dies if something goes through a heat and cool process continuously, and that thing's gone through the heating and cooling process many times. Besides, I've got the pre-exposure immunization for rabies. I don't know if that's going to help me or not, but I didn't touch it and it stunk. One of my concerns is, are the bats living inside the air conditioner? Because honestly, it looks like a perfect place for them to roost during the day. So as I was hosing it out, I was looking for bat turds. But I didn't see any bat turds floating around as I was washing it out, so I think we're fine. But it might be a good idea to cover that when it's not being used, just to keep those things out of there. Well, if there's a bat left in there, he's heading north with us. We'll relocate him. Having driven to Indiana to pick this up on the way home, it became very apparent that we needed a rear view camera, because this camper pretty much makes your rear view mirror useless. We bought a really cheap rear view camera, hooked it up, and it's actually been working quite great. But I just hooked it back up, and you won't believe what I found. It sucks. And quite honestly, that's pretty disappointing. So I'll have to buy another one, I suppose. Well, I got to get everything packed up, and then we're going to head to the Northwoods camp. We'll see you when we get there. I never thought that I would need a leaf blower, but my wife and I spent hours last fall cleaning up all the leaves in this yard, and we get such a leaf mat that in the spring all the grass will be dead. So it's imperative that we get it up, but we spent hours last fall cleaning them up with rakes, but this steel does the job. So I'll get the leaf blowing done. Shouldn't take long. I gotta put that cap on the chimney, and then so our plan is to find a spot to go camp. There's lots of little places just to pull off and camp in the area. There's one a couple miles down the road. There's a bunch half hour to 45 minutes away, so
be an adventure.
That's the plan. I mentioned in the last video that our Northwoods camp is a great place to come, and it's like a jumping off point to a lot of different camping opportunities. There's a lot of boondocking spots, I guess you call them boondocking spots, but free camping basically. But there's also a lot of state campgrounds to the northeast of here. It'd be the high peaks of the Adirondacks. A lot of state campgrounds, a lot of private campgrounds, a lot of lakes. Great opportunities from this location for camping. One last thing to do this morning is to install my rain cap on the chimney. All right, let's do it. We had the contractor come up and put the drainage in, and it looks pretty good. I mean, obviously we're gonna have to do some finish grading and plant some grass, but we'll have to wait till spring for that. I think we'll gotta let this settle in and see where it ends up. So we put a French drain along the side of the camp where all the rainwater comes off the roof, and then it goes right across the driveway. So, you know, it's going to settle a little bit, and we'll address it probably in the spring. So the mouse count is 2 in the bucket and 2 in the traps. Alright, well, it's another day. I'm going to split some wood today. Load the wood boxes. Mow part of the lawn. Have some coffee. instant this weekend. Just much easier. Instant coffee.
Did you check is he up and around?
He was at 9. Got everything done at camp, and so now we're heading into Watson's East Triangle to do a little camping. I've been in here lots of times, but I've never come in here with the truck camper and camped. So Natalie and I are heading in. This place is similar to the Moose River Plains in that there's a lot of free camping. Not as much as the Moose River Plains. None of the sites are improved. Like, they don't have outhouses, they don't have fire pits, but free nonetheless. And way back in the middle of nowhere, really. It's probably only about 12 miles of single track road that goes back in there, as opposed to the 30 some odd miles that you have at the Moose River Plains. Some of the sites you can drive into, some of the sites you can't. You have to park and walk in, so basically tent camping. It's pretty secluded, so we're heading back in. We drove in here this spring after a big flood up here, and this road was in terrible shape. We actually ran into the guys in here that were working on it, trying to regrade it because it had been washed out. There's numerous places to pull off and camp. No privies, no picnic tables, no fire pits, but very secluded. So we're going down this little road and it comes right along Wolf Pond. Well, this is awesome. There's nobody in here. Perfect place to set up. There's a little hiking trail down through there. Yeah. All right, well, let's go get the camper and come in here and set up and get a fire going and get something to eat because I'm starving. This is a real nice spot. Historically, these were all spots that hunting camps or clubs had, and just about every little pull-off like this was at one time a hunting camp. Our family had one back here as well, but it was way back in. And the state bought these 16 or 17,000 acres from International Paper Company back in the early 90s, and forced all the camps to tear their camps down, take all their junk out, and they turned it into a forever wild, so everybody can use. So we were kicked out, but not really. We can come back in here anytime we want, and that's what we do. All right, I'm gonna get the camper set up and we'll get rolling before we get too much rain. So from where we park, this Wolf Pond Trail goes quite a ways, and it seems to follow the shore or the edge of Wolf Pond. It's pretty obvious people have been in here. It's not a secret place by any means, but it is early bear season, and so this is actually a really nice place to come and walk this trail for, it looks like a long ways, at least a couple miles. bear hunt. I assume it's a very popular spot during the hunting season. It's beautiful.
Can't believe they didn't set the fire pit up closer to, so you're facing Wolf Pond. It just doesn't make sense to be looking in
Yeah.
the woods.
Why would you be looking that way when you should be looking that way?
Right? Beautiful.
We've camped at a lot of state campgrounds, a lot of private campgrounds, but this is more my style. There's nobody within miles of us. Obviously, it'd be better if it wasn't raining. But the rain is just a natural thing. All right, well, it's raining pretty hard. Natalie's cooking down in the camper. I got the wood covered, sausages are done. We're gonna go down there. So what a great spot that is, despite it having rained all night. We got packed up early this morning. It was still dark. So we're headed out, we're headed home. But that is a nice spot. So thanks for coming along, thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.